Well, hello and welcome to the first ever Game All Night Fireside Chat. So, what I'm going to do here is, this is going to kind of be my little bit of a vlog format. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to, this is where I'll update you about things on the show, the channel, what we're going to be doing in the future, all those kind of lovely things. I think it's important to have a show and a venue to do that because I frankly I really don't want to do it in the middle of the show and I don't think that's the place for it. So if you're interested in what's going on, where we'll be, what we'll be doing, this is going to be kind of the series to watch for. We'll call them like our little fireside chats, and we'll have some dialogue here. I think the plan will be that we'll do this live and I'll have a chat window and we'll be able to do maybe some Q&As this way. So look for all that stuff in the future, but at least in the immediate time now, it's just going to be a quick vlog format and kind of updating you on what went on. So this is Tuesday. I recorded this, I got back late Sunday night from Origins 2018. I didn't really have time to record yesterday. I kind of took that as a me day, and punched some games that we got there. Spent a very long time building an insert for Arkwright, which is pretty awesome. From the guys, I guess Meeple Realty made that one. Got to hang out with those guys a little bit, and it was just kind of a relaxing day, and I really didn't want to work too much, so took that for me, and then we'll go back to work. Now, I'm going to record this right before I go to edit my show with Chris Renshaw, who I again got to meet and hang out with a little bit. So it was nice to kind of, meet with the show behind us now, as opposed to just chatting briefly before. So that was pretty cool. So this is going to be an Origins recap. I'm going to kind of run through what happened there, how the show went, how the show got impacted by Origins, what you can expect to see come out of it in the future, and we're going to go there. I also do want to take a quick pause to talk a little bit about the whole the fear of missing out, the FOMO that kind of comes from these big events. And I can honestly say that in the last, I've been gaming since 12. My wife and I went to WBC once or twice. That ends up being more of we just go play games and like big extended game night for us, and maybe an auction in there too. So it's nothing crazy convention wise. And then we went to PAX U last year, which was very cool. And that was kind of her first exposure to a real convention. And I went for Gen Con for one day before that. So we're not huge convention goers, but we had decided last year that, hey, let's go to Origins next year for our vacation, check it out and see what it's all about. And with that in mind, I was trying to keep people updated, but I also don't want to be one of those creators who's it's all about me. It's all about how I went to the show I experienced. I'm intentionally trying not to be that person. I'm not going to probably do interviews ever at Origins. PAX U I might, but you're going to see them if I do that. It'll be a regular show, so it's not going to be something that you'll know that I filmed there and yada yada yada. So the end result is if you feel that you're missing something and you're not part of the cool kids if you don't go, don't feel that way. Well, it's easy to say don't feel that way, but I'd hope you don't feel that way or feel the need to. If you can go and you have the means, I've found this to be one of the best things I've done in the board gaming hobby with the conventions I've been to. I really enjoyed my time, but at the same time, I also got, Clay helped us out a lot getting there, and gave us something to do, work at his booth. So I can't really explain what your experience is going to be. And everybody's is different. Everybody's situation is different. if you enjoy these kind of things, there are many channels who do them. I'm not going to, go on and on and on here. I really hope this is only about a 15, 20 minute little ditty that I'm doing for you here. Just to kind of recap and give shout outs to the show people and things like that. But if you do get to go to one of these, I highly recommend Origins. Like I said, it's definitely the one that I've had a lot of fun with. My wife and I are pretty convinced that this is going to be something we do every year because we don't have to take a ton of time off. It doesn't cost a fortune. We can drive there, so I can like bring home the things like the Scythe Legendary box that would be ridiculous if I had to ship it. So those kind of things are nice about it for us. But I realize that that's not everybody's situation, and it's not made at all with the intention of making anybody feel like this is all the cool stuff we did, and we get to do this now. It's not about that at all. Really, this is about, ended up being a fun time for us. And then the show actually kind of took on a life of its own there and actually took some of the time away that we would have been gaming, but that was fine, and it worked out that was what happened because that wasn't the intention. We booked this even before the show idea was in my head. We had decided to do Origins. So, when I co-opted some of our time together to do show stuff, my wife is, the best wife ever, but also very gracious and helpful and, interacted with people very well and helped me, kind of get by and promote the show. So, that all being said, if you don't care, if you don't care about what happened at Origins or potentially who might come on the show, by all means, I'm not offended if you want to click off here. Just know that I feel awesome. I lined up a lot of people, met a lot of people who I think are going to be great guests on the show, trying to extend a little bit beyond the podcasting world and get into some of the people, publishers, designers, and things like that for you guys. So I think that on that front, we succeeded and it was fun. So if you want to click out here and ignore the Origin stuff, I will not be offended. Thanks for watching this far, and we'll be right back, and I'll start talking about the Origin stuff.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes.
All right, well, you're back, so that means that you're actually interested in what happened at Origins. Well, number one is I need to give huge shout outs to people who came up and said hi and just kind of expressed interest in the show and a love for the guests. My favorite question was always asking you what your favorite episode was. And what's cool is everybody had a different answer, which I found a lot of fun. And so without further ado, Randy, Chris, and Tim, specifically, you guys came up day one, bang, right in the door, found me at the Capstone booth. And at the Cabal meetup, and just went out of your way to say kind things and encouraging things as well. And I just wanted to give you a special shout out of appreciation for that. And then Emily and John Detmer, my wife and I ended up having a lot of fun with these two, and ended up hanging out and spending a lot of time playing games with them actually, which was a lot of fun. See, I'm so small you don't even have to pay to play games with me yet. So that's kind of cool. So if you see me at PAX and you want to play something, hunt me down. I'll be happy to try and squeeze something in. I mean, they weren't biggest games ever, but we still had a lot of fun. So huge thank you, for you guys coming up and saying hi. And oh my goodness, if somebody's out there and they were too scared or timid or shy to come say hi, if you exist out there, please don't. I'm a standing target when I'm at the Capstone booth. I can't run away, so you can. So come up, say hi. I love to hear that you guys are enjoying the show, that you like what we do. If you have suggestions and things, kind of let me know. It's important for me to hear. Anyway, so Wednesday we kind of got there. We got in, drove in, and we had our whiskey dinner right away Wednesday night, which was a lot of fun. Enjoyed getting to meet Kentucky Mike. That was pretty amazing. He brought some great bourbons that night. It was fabulous. Just, I can't express how awesome it was to have, like, I think it was 25, 30 people show up, which for me is just amazing. So huge thank you to everybody who came out to that. The Blue Peg, Pink Peg crowd, Christina and Rob showed up. We had a great time chatting with them. Again, huge thanks to Clay and Ashley for actually giving us the room to kind of have this kind of mashup event. Now, it wasn't the big mashup meetup, but it was cool. We also had the Brawling Brothers. Well, we had the Brawling Brother. Brandon came by with Board Game Bella, and we had some fun there as well. So it was pretty cool to kind of hang out and meet people. And I'm sure I'm forgetting people. My apologies, but it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing the whole socializing, having fun, drinking. I don't know if Eric Lang enjoyed my flyby hello in the hotel on the way back to my room. That might actually be awkward. Sorry about that, Eric, if you ever actually watch this, but it was a lot of bourbon. It was a lot. But again, huge thank you. Best part was, like, I got to work with Kentucky Mike all weekend. Listeners of Blue Peg, Pink Peg know that Rob talks about Kentucky Mike a lot. He's not exaggerating. He's an awesome dude. We had a lot of fun. Huge props and thanks for that. Again, huge thank you to Clay and Capstone for, kind of humoring the show a little bit, letting me work the booth and kind of promote my show at the same time, which was cool. I got to demo his games a bunch. I had a blast. I love Capstone games, so it's a natural fit that, I spend my time there, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So that's kind of the big stuff. So I did get to meet a bunch of designers. I got to meet people who were on the show, which was great. Ran into Alan Girding. It felt like we were old buds, which was awesome. I love what this show is doing for the people who've been on it. It's kind of creating a little community where everybody's kind of like, oh, I've been on the show, and then you kind of have a little one-upsmanship happen. I heard Bruce and Berkey were kind of going back and forth a little bit about, well, what number show were you on, and things like that, which I thought was great. And I definitely can't say enough about, the awesomeness of people. Berkey was by the booth many times, did a jerky delivery that was amazing, and gave me some happy mouth, so we need to play with that in the kitchen, and I'll get back to you and let you know what happens there. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time meeting people and getting to know them a little bit better in hopes to get them on the show and things like that in the future. So I think you'll see some of that residual effect come through as, now when I reach out to people, hopefully they kind of get what we're doing here. And, the next, 3 months can grow just as much as the last 3. Because when you think about it, really, we haven't been doing this very long. And I feel like, word's getting out and things like that. So thank you to everybody who shares the show, shares the love for it, and from there. So, well, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here. Just because I think that this is kind of enough. We're hitting about that 15-minute mark, looks to be. And I do have a show to edit since I was away all weekend is usually when I do that. So I want to put together Chris Renshaw's show for you coming up on Thursday night. So be sure to stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching our little fireside chat. I hope to look forward to meeting more of you in the future. And thanks everybody for watching. And be kind to each other. Have a good night. And enjoy yourself when you game all night. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our efforts at comedy and fun, please support us on Podpledge. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, don't forget to engage with us on Board Game Geek Guild 3134. You can also check us out on our website, GameAllNightShow.com. This show has been made possible through supporters like these. Angry Octopus.